expedite that and come join us. And for those of you on in the cloud, we'll be right with you. Okay, well, greetings, colleagues, students, and friends. It's great to see you as we all prepare for the conclusion of the spring semester and our May 21st commencement. We welcome everyone attending today in person, everyone attending virtually. If you're attending virtually, we ask that you turn on your cameras, please. And before we begin, I ask you to join me in a moment of silence for victims of war and violence in the Middle East, Eastern Europe, Africa, and throughout the world. Moment of silence, please. Thank you. We condemn violence and hatred of all kinds, including racism, anti-Semitism, and Islamophobia. We support one another in times of difficulty and are committed to a community that's respectful of and safe for everyone. Today, we welcome 3 new colleagues to our town hall meeting. We welcome Vice President for Human Resources, Bob DiMartino. I'm going to have each of them say a few words. Our new Director of Athletics, Jonathan Sisk, and our Director of the new Hudson Hub One-Stop Student Services Center, Dominique Maynard. Jonathan and Dominique, I think I'm correct about this, arrived about a week ago. And today's Bob's first day, and he's still here, which is good.
Dominique's first day, too.
Oh, today's Dominique's first. I apologize. Dominique and Bob, welcome. And they're both still here, which is great. Jonathan's now become a veteran. He's been here for a week. So I'd like to invite you each to say a few words. Dominique, why don't we start with you, and then we'll go to Bob, and then we'll go to Jonathan. Come on up here. Yeah.
That's okay. Hello, my name is Dominique Maynard. My pronouns are she, her, hers. As Dr. Reber said, I will be I am the director of the Hudson Hub, which will open up soon. What else do I want to say? I'm happy to be here. Matt has been very welcoming, showing me the ropes, and I'm excited to, see what we can do here at Hudson, and keep the positivity and excellence going for the students. Thank you. Thank y'all for welcoming me. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Bob DiMartino, Vice President of HR. Today's my first day. Purposely waited for Cinco de Mayo. Came in this morning and my office was filled with balloons, and so far everything's going great. Looking forward to spending time with everybody, getting to know everybody, understanding where I can contribute and help things to become better. So thank you, and looking forward to it.
Hello, everyone. I'm a little bit shorter than everyone else. My name is Jonathan. I'm the new Director of Athletics here at Hudson County. And I know you've all seen the tower that's being built. Very exciting. I get to walk by that every day on my way in. So it's great seeing that going up. I'm sure there's a lot of excitement, and I'm very excited to be a part of that. I'm sure I'll be reaching out to everyone to set up meetings and try to figure out how we're going to be able to collaborate. But everyone has been wonderful to me in these, how long have I been here? It feels like several weeks, but I think it's been exactly 1 week now. Everyone's been very welcoming and very helpful in this first week, and I look forward to working with everybody. Thank you.
Well, thank you all so much. So Dominique comes to us most recently from Union College of Union County, New Jersey, which, as we all know, is a very high-performing institution. They were just in the Aspen top 10. In fact, anytime I'm on a call with President Menemen, I love that there are 3 banners. 2 or 3 years ago, they were an Aspen top 150, then an Aspen semifinalist, now an Aspen top 10. You got to believe in 2 years they're going to be the Aspen winner. But we're happy to have you with your rich expertise here. You'll soon find out we're better. No, I'm just kidding. And then I also welcome Bob, who brings rich, varied, great depth of HR experience in the corporate sector, I think most recently in Philadelphia, right, Emma? And we really look forward to your expertise. And Jonathan has lots of experience in college athletics, most recently coming to us from Chicago, City Colleges of Chicago, Malcolm X, right? Malcolm X. We're really looking forward to your leadership as we develop our inaugural program of athletics. And just as a reminder, we have a plan to develop 10 varsity teams over the next 5+ years, starting with the debut of our new gymnasium next fall of '26, when I think we're thinking we'll start basketball, and then we'll just keep adding programs. And our athletics program is very much tied to our academic mission, to our priority for student success. We see this as a program that builds leadership skills, that builds teamwork, that actually generates the kinds of opportunities we are making available to students across the college for engagement and the kinds of experiences that lead to success. And we look forward to being able to recruit students who otherwise wouldn't have come to Hudson because they want to be involved in college athletics, in addition to intramurals and club sports. And there's so much more I could say about the other two areas too. We're delighted to have this one-stop center really now becoming manifest here. It's really best practice. And as many of us have become aware, it's not just about co-locating things so people are next to each other, but it's about cross-training and having generalists who can truly help students with all of their needs without them feeling like a ping pong ball being directed from one place on campus to another. And HR, lots happening there as we continue to refine our employee classification and compensation system, and best practices that are very much underway in terms of how we support our workforce and promote the professional development of our faculty and staff, in addition to, of course, our central mission, which is student success. So we look forward to working with all of our new colleagues. During the past few weeks, there have been many exciting and inspirational trips involving students, faculty, and staff. I'll give you just a few examples. There are too many to name entirely, but about a week ago, Senior Vice President Dr. Lisa Doherty, Phi Theta Kappa Chapter Advisor Ted Lai, Associate Director of Student Life and Leadership Angela Tuzzo accompanied 12 HCCC student leaders at a New Jersey Council of County Colleges Student Leadership Summit held at Brookdale Community College. HCCC New Jersey All-State Academic Team members Marola Joachim and Lydia Carolina were recognized, and students attended breakout sessions and heard from speakers about leadership skills development. Last Monday, the college hosted an educational trip to the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum and the Armenian National Committee of America in Washington, D.C. Nearly 40 HCCC students spent the day in Washington as part of our college's annual Holocaust and Armenian Genocide commemoration. We thank Professor Alana Winslow, Dean Ara Karakashian, Professors Chris Cody and Rafi Manjikian, Assistant Director of Student Life and Leadership Angela Tuzzo, Vice President Yuris Pujols, and many others who helped organize this important trip and program. And also last week, the Hispanic Association of Colleges and Universities, or HACU, hosted HACU's 30th Annual Capitol Forum in Washington, D.C. Attendees participated in advocacy sessions and meetings with their respective members of Congress. Dr. Yuris Pujols and Dr. Jose Lowe accompanied HCCC students Leonardo Amador, Angel Bermudez, Emily Gonzalez, and Emmanuel Rodriguez to this important and inspirational convening. And the students participated in HACU's student leadership track that was a featured component of the conference. And I have to also mention that last week, I think it's last week or thereabouts, Dr. Chris Cody led a second trip this spring to Weehawken to view the site of the historic duel of Alexander Hamilton and Aaron Burr, followed by approximately 50 students joining Chris and other faculty and staff at the Broadway performance of Hamilton. These are examples of experiences the students will literally never forget. And we thank and celebrate all who are engaged in these and so many other inspirational activities that enrich the educational experience of our students and serve our academic mission. We continue monitoring recent and ongoing developments in Washington, including President Trump's just released budget framework and his proposed changes and reduction reductions in funding that could very significantly affect our students and our college. In fact, I just this morning attended a meeting with the CEO of the American Council on Education and Middle States, talking about the budget proposals that are now in Congress, both the Congress and the Senate, and the president's guidelines in his skinny budget. His skinny budget proposal, which is what they call the first one when you're a president, because it has overarching guidelines, but it doesn't have all of the detail. His budget proposal is just the first step in a long federal budget process. And we're going to be working closely with our lobbyist in Washington as Congress considers and debates the budget and determines which parts will be accepted or rejected. Needless to say, and I don't have to say this to you, every day continues to bring new developments. Our focus, though, and I want to always ground us in this, our focus will always be on our mission and our service to students and the community, and we'll continue to weather these changes as one community and one transparent family. Last week, I was honored to sign a national letter penned by the American Association of Colleges and Universities, or AAC&U, entitled "A Call for Constructive Engagement and Expressing Support for the Mission and Purposes of American Higher Education." I want to thank many of you and others who've offered expressions of support and gratitude to me for being one of the first 200 college and university presidents and one of a very few community college presidents to sign on. And it's really affirming to know that now, about a week later, the letter has been signed by over 500 presidents and others from all parts of higher education, a growing number from the community college sector, and this number just continues to grow. And I've had an opportunity to be on a conference call with other presidents, and all of us who signed are having the same experience. This incredible flow of support. People have really noticed this letter. In fact, my daughter, who lives in Chicago, she visited me. She said, "Dad, I was in the airport and I opened this letter. Your name's on it." But it really, I had been advocating with the support of this community something like this 2 or 3 years ago. I think it's taken us too long to do this, but it's really great that it's now happening and people are speaking up. So more to come on all of that. I now see other letters that other agencies, other associations are promulgating. Kind of related to that, we also continue to advocate state funding for New Jersey community colleges, and specifically the restoration of funding reductions in Governor Murphy's proposed fiscal year 2026 state budget. Last week, several HCCC students, faculty, and staff traveled to the State House in Trenton for a legislative day event sponsored by the New Jersey Council of County Colleges. And the day's activities included advocacy for community college funding at a Senate budget hearing. We thank all who participated, and we encourage your continued support for community college funding at events and in letter writing when possible. Faculty went with the support of our professional association. Students went with the support of the Office of Student Life and Leadership. I know Nicholas Chevroletti on our cabinet went, and I think there were some other HCCC folks there, along with representatives from all 18 New Jersey community colleges. And I'm really pleased to share that I've been invited to speak at the 2025 National Pathways Summit, which is being held this Wednesday and Thursday in Washington, D.C. This is a follow-up event to a March 2023 convening that brought together a diverse group of national leaders, including governors, federal administration leaders, and other leaders from education, business, government, the civil rights community, nonprofit organizations, and student groups. It's sponsored by the National Pathways Initiative, and it's advocating, and I'm quoting, "a national call to action for scaling essential education reforms, a sustained campaign to transform American education, and approaches to help students find, prepare, acquire, and sustain career success as the professional landscape rapidly changes around them." And joining me on a panel will be a New Jersey Council of County Colleges colleague, President Dr. Aaron Fichtner, and a leader of Johnson & Johnson, who are partnered with our New Jersey Career Pathways Initiative. And they're going to be discussing the NJCCC Pathways to Career Opportunities project. A number of governors, federal legislative and administration leaders, and other thought leaders will speak, including New York Governor Kathleen Hochul, who's going to participate with the New York Semiconductor Business Leader, talking about the work New York State is doing with chips manufacturing and semiconductor training. And my part of this is to discuss, and I'm proud to do it, our Hudson Scholars Program, our Connect student transfer model, and our alignment and integration of non-credit workforce development micro-credentials within credit programs and pathways. So I'm really honored. I'm there only because I'm president of this college. I'm there because of what you are doing, what this college is doing, and I'll let you know how it goes. As our May 21st commencement ceremony at Sports Illustrated Stadium in Harrison approaches, we're celebrating graduating students and their families in multiple events on campus, as I know you are aware. These include Lavender graduation and Hudson Scholars graduation celebrations held last week, upcoming Kente, English as a Second Language, and EOF graduation celebrations, specific program graduation celebrations, graduation barbecues, and many others. In fact, on Saturday, the Culinary Arts Institute hosted a spectacular and exceedingly well-attended Families and Friends event. So we thank, and these are just a few examples of many more, we thank all involved for bringing us together with students and their families to celebrate the mission-centric outcomes of our student success. And speaking of student success, I'd now like to invite Dr. Heather DeVries to offer an update on our student success work. Heather.
Thank you, everyone. Good afternoon and welcome to our new colleagues. Looking forward to working with each of you. So I will start with updates that Mary and Renee, our Achieving the Dream coaches, who we know and adore, are visiting for the 4th time, visit 404 for this academic year, and hard to believe another academic year is drawing to a close. So they will be with us all day next Tuesday, the 13th, and half a day on Wednesday, the 14th. And thank you to everyone who is involved with making these visits possible. It does, as we say, take a village. So thank you to all those I'll mention in a moment who are leading meetings with them and spending intensive time talking about the work and next steps, especially as we head into the summer and looking towards next academic year. But also thank you to Jack Quigley and John Chisholm for always coordinating their transportation. Thank you to Karen McLaughlin and Kurt Sippel for coordinating food. And Veronica Gerasimo always for coordinating the lunch with students, which is always a high point, I know, of their agenda. And to the many other colleagues I'll mention in a moment. But thank you, everyone. I know these visits take quite a bit of time and energy to prep, that the work takes quite a bit of energy, but it really always pays off in a very productive visit and are moving our student success agenda forward. So they will start their day on Tuesday the 13th with a pre-nursing nursing focused visit with the leaders of our nursing team, Dr. Catherine Sarangelo, Dr. Lori Bird, and Lisa Siekowitz. And there the focus will be data, data, data. That is a core theme of ATD in our Achieving the Dream work, but particularly for this visit, we're circling back and really taking a deep dive into some data and disaggregating and looking at it closely. So thank you to John Ergola and Aisha Edwards, again, for their assistance in bringing this data forward for our review and analysis. They will have a lunch with students, and I think Veronica is focusing on some of our graduating students who will be able to share a comprehensive retrospective on their time at HCCC with Mary and Renee. I know we do try to have a different group of students or a different mix of students at each lunch with Mary and Renee. In the afternoon, they'll meet with Matthew Kolbitz and Dr. Allison Wakefield to look at ESL, and again, the focus will be, you guessed it, data, data, data. And then in the afternoon, they'll have 2 check-ins, briefer check-ins with Dr. Karakashian and Dr. Konzen around our early college efforts, and then the onboarding think tank as well. Those meetings were not included in the March visit, so it's been a little while since they've met, so I know those teams are looking forward to sharing updates, hearing Mary and Renee's feedback, and determining how to move the work forward over the summer and into next academic year. And then the morning of Wednesday, the 14th, is entirely devoted to the Hudson Scholars team. And thank you to Dr. Gretchen Schultes and John Ergola, again, for preparing and leading the efforts on those meetings. And then, as always, it'll conclude with a debrief with President Reaper. So we look forward to welcoming Mary and Renee for their 4th of 4 visits this year. And we look forward to their recommendations that will follow in their usual letter. Otherwise, the Dream Team completed, and we submitted last week on time, our annual reflection, Achieving the Dream Central provides us a template that really asks us to mostly reflect on this past year and what our student success work entailed. What were our goals? Are those goals changing for next year? But I think most interesting to me is that they have a table in here talking about what factors may have hindered our progress towards our student success goals. And they provide a list of various internal factors, including maintaining urgency for student success, competing institutional priorities, financial resource limitations, communicating for understanding and buy-in, and various external factors around budgeting or around just unforeseen circumstances, natural disasters, those kinds of things. And they give us 4 options. We can check not at all, some, strong hindrance, or extreme hindrance. And I have to say, with 1 or 2 exceptions, in the sum column, we had everything not at all, which is really remarkable. And while I don't see other institutions' reflections, I have a sense that we are in rarefied air here, being able to check not at all for the majority of those. And that's something we can all take pride in. So those are my updates for today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Heather, for the wonderful leadership you provide and everybody who's involved in the work, which is people all across our institution. I want to share with you that Dr. Stout, ATD president, asked that the good work happening here be featured in a new case study. It's going to be an article published by ATD. Some of us have been interviewed for that, as have our coaches, Dr. Fifield and Dr. Garcia. And some of us have seen the draft. It's really quite affirming, and I think it's going to be a nice tribute to the work of this institution. Okay, so we're pleased that Mary and Renee are going to have an opportunity to speak about our work together at the May 13th meeting of the Board of Trustees as well. So if you're interested, join us for that. We're making wonderful continued progress in our strategic enrollment management. These initiatives include leadership and support, as you know, for continuing positive outcomes related to our student retention and new student recruitment goals. The work is owned by all of us, as enrollment is truly the outcome of everyone's efforts and contributions. We've already heard from Heather about our retention and student success work that's a major component of our overall enrollment. I'd now like to invite Dean of Enrollment Services, Matt Fessler, to share an update of our spring, summer, and fall enrollment activities. Matthew. He also, no, go ahead.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. All right, let me make sure I have my notes here. So let's jump right into enrollment. I'm very happy to report we are off to a really, really strong start for our summer and fall enrollment. And someone please pinch me that this is real when I release these numbers, because it's pretty amazing what's happening right now. So for summer 1, we are up in head count. This is compared to last year at this time. We're up 62% in summer 1 head count, and in summer 1 credits, we are up 64% in credits. And for summer 2, we are up in head count just about 60%. And in credits for summer 2, we are up a total of 53% compared to last year at this time. One of the things that might be contributing to our summer enrollment increases, as a reminder, or if you don't know, we are currently running our Summer Advantage initiative, where students who are enrolled for our fall 2024 or spring 2025 can take up to 7 credits for free this summer. Yes, free. 7 credits for free. If you were enrolled in fall 24 or spring 25, you can find all the eligibility requirements on our website under our admissions page. There's a tab on our admissions page for summer registration, and you'll see underneath there the free tuition program that we're running. Now we are also looking very strong for the fall as well. Our head count right now is we are up 34% in head count for the fall, and up about 30% in credits. So we are really up across the board, which is really, really exciting. And I want to take a moment to really thank everyone, who's working so hard in enrollment, student affairs, our staff and faculty, for everything you're doing. This really is truly a team effort. We all play a role in our enrollment. And just to put it out there as a friendly reminder, this is still very early. We have until fall until that class sits. But we're cautiously optimistic, especially for summer, since that's starting right around the corner. Lastly, I want to thank everyone who helped support our recent open houses in Journal Square in North Hudson campus. We had roughly about 300 prospective students attend. It was great energy, really great successful events. So thank you, everyone. And speaking of open houses, I want to remind everyone we have our ESL open house coming up this Thursday in the Student Center from 4 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. So that's the Student Center in our Journal Square campus. We will have staff and ESL faculty present to assist prospective ESL students. And we're also having breakout sessions in different languages as well. So please spread the word. That's this Thursday at 4 p.m. in our Student Center, or feel free to stop by. That's really all I have. You're always welcome to reach out to myself, my office, or if there's anything we can do to assist you going forward, please do reach out, and happy to answer any questions if anyone has any. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. He has promised that those numbers are going to stick. Actually, I think we're going to be in really great shape, and it's just like Matt has said, a credit to everyone. I want to do a shout out though to John Orgola, who's in the cloud over there. Our Associate Vice President for Institutional Research and Planning. And what I'm going to speak about here is it's really just a manifestation of what can happen, I think, when an institution's culture is grounded in data and really looking at data and disaggregating data. That's John's job. He leads us in those initiatives, he and his great team. And he shared with some of us a couple of months ago in the cabinet some data that he had been looking at and really isolating and really dissecting that showed unbelievably strong correlations between students who take summer courses and students who finish their degrees and achieve their goals. I mean, through the roof correlations. On the surface, you would expect, yeah, it's helpful because it gives students sort of an opportunity to take credits in a less hectic time and speed up their credential attainment. But these data were so compelling that we started to brainstorm, well, how can we encourage more students to take summer courses? Now, on the surface, when you heard Matt say, we're giving students 7 free courses this summer, you might have been thinking, well, of course your enrollment's going to go up when you can do that. Why? How can we do that, right? How can we pay for that? Well, because the vast majority of our students qualify for Pell funding, which includes summer Pell, notwithstanding some of the challenges in Washington going forward, that's still alive and well here. The courses are free after all forms of financial aid are used. And so most of our students who are taking those free courses are being funded by Pell. And that's bringing revenue to the institution. The initiative has spiked the enrollment. And what we know about that, thanks to John's leadership, is that's going to have a demonstrable impact on the continued upward trend in our student retention and completion. And I think we're about to celebrate our 4th record graduating class. And there's also, John shares with me, a strong correlation so far as we're tracking these numbers between the uptick that Matt shared in summer and the uptick in fall. Because some of those students who are taking summer courses who wouldn't otherwise have done so have already registered for fall and probably wouldn't have otherwise. So these things are interrelated. But if you weren't, really focused on looking at data and trying to then think through how we can use those data for continuous improvement, a surface thought would probably be, well, it'd be nice to be able to have free summer courses, but we can't afford it. But we can. So, John, I didn't ask you to do this, but is there anything you would like to share now that I've...
You did actually a fantastic job of hitting every single detail there. I'll just add some numbers to it. So when we did that initial analysis and we looked at how much taking summer classes increases a student's likelihood of completing, even just taking a single class increased their likelihood of completing in 2 years by basically 4-fold. They were 4 times more likely. And if they took, like essentially two classes, which is basically what we're financially covering this summer, it increased it by over 5%. 5 times more likely to complete. And to your point about right now, what we're seeing is the students who we've targeted. So we've coded these students and the students. There's, as Matt alluded to, like a very directed outreach to get these students to take advantage of the initiative. 64% of these students who were registered for summer are also registered for fall. That's the point. Like, that's the whole intention of this, is to sort of bridge that long summer period to get them into fall. If you look at the general population, only about 26% of students registered for summer are registered for fall. So the students who are taking advantage of this free summer initiative are also, you know, I'm speculating, but going in there and saying, well, I might as well register for my fall classes as well. Generally, what we've seen historically when students register for those fall classes, about 95% of them are going to stay in those classes. So it's not sort of a false number where they're going to end up dropping them in mass. So everything's looking really good. And as Dr. Reber said, the vast majority of these students are being subsidized by Pell or TAG. And right now, that 71% of the students who are registered for summer are being covered by Pell or TAG, most of them entirely for all of those 7 credits. So it's generating revenue, and the overhead for us is very minimal.
Fantastic. Thank you, John. And you know, we can go on, and I can't keep going on, but I do want to just do a shout out as I'm looking at the faces on the screen. Chris Conzen and his team have done phenomenal work growing our early college program, which is also totally interrelated with all of this. On May 21st, Chris, how many students, high school students, do we think are going to receive an associate degree here?
Hello. So we have about 45 students who are eligible to walk, and that includes our first ever graduating cohort from Kearney High School.
So last year, what was it? 8 or 10, 12 maybe? That number is going to keep going because of the work that our early college team and so many others, faculty and staff across the college, have been doing. We have more and more high school students that will be starting our coursework in grade 9 and literally finish high school with our associate degree. You think about the life-changing impact that makes when those students are starting their baccalaureate program at age 18 as a junior. It's really phenomenal. And so what's happening at this institution, like honestly, no place I've ever been before in now 45 years of my career in public higher education, is we're best practice. We're striving to be doing things really well every place. So you've heard about our enrollment increase, but the other key component has been the way we engage students and take them to Hamilton and take them to Washington and to national conferences and to the Harvard Model UN, and the vibrant student life activities that are offered at this institution. That's a central part of the glue that is combining all of these efforts and leading our students to success, most of whom are the first in their families to earn a college degree. I just think, you know, this is what makes it's such an honor to be part of a community like this, and it's only possible because of everyone. So, all right, I'm going to get off of my, I'll stop there. I would now, though, speaking of excellence, like to invite Vice President for Institutional Engagement and Excellence, Dr. Uris Pujols, and President's Advisory Council on Institutional Engagement and Excellence Co-Chair Diana Galvez to offer an update of the work of their office.
Good afternoon, everyone. Always a pleasure being here. Thank you, Dr. Reber, for the opportunity to speak today. Rafi Menjikian, the other co-chair, he's at the moment conducting or participating in a screening committee, so he couldn't be here today, but he certainly will be here in the other ones. So I will provide a quick update of the work that is happening at our offices, some of the programs that we're working on, and then Diana will speak about some of the work of the council and some of the other updates. So first off, I just wanted to recognize Salma Adewale. Salma, do you mind standing up, please? Salma is an alum of the college. She's been employed or working at the Office of Cultural Affairs for the last 4 years, I believe. And last month, she was appointed as a full-time Cultural Affairs coordinator. So I just want you to put the name with the face. Thank you. Thank you, Salma. The president mentioned that last week we took a couple of students to Washington, D.C. for the annual Capital Forum conference. And in addition to that, HACU, Hispanic Association of Colleges and Universities, also has a really excellent national internship program. And tomorrow at 2 p.m., we're actually going to have an information session. It's going to be a virtual information session. I would like to encourage all students that are here to participate. But keep in mind, this is open to faculty and staff as well. The internship program is national in scope. People are able to get, they're all paid. They're all paid, and you are able to do them in Washington, D.C., different parts of the country. You're able to stay where you are, and they also have remote options, which you're able to do it from, without having to relocate. Ironically, the young lady leading it, Alessandra Benitez, she is the program director, and she started an internship program. So it's wonderful when you see that. And that's one of the themes as you walk around in the conferences, HACU, a lot of people tell you that I started as an intern, and then they build, they work on that. So if you're able to join us tomorrow, 2 o'clock, please do. And this will be ongoing. We want to promote this and other opportunities as much as we're able. I'm also happy to share that we're working on our Juneteenth celebration. This is an annual observance that we hold every year. The flyer, ironically, went out this morning, so you should have all the information there. And again, it's going to be Thursday, June 19th. It's going to be at the Deneen Hall Gallery. And we're going to have multiple performances from students, from the community. And the keynote is going to be delivered by Reverend Paul Martin. He's an attorney, and he also serves at the Mount Pisgah AME Church in Jersey City. He is an ordained itinerant elder in the African Methodist Episcopal Church and a respected attorney with over 3 decades of legal experience. As a seasoned trial attorney, he has handled high-profile cases, including the Martha Stewart investigation, the Sean Bell case, and the New York Governor Patterson inquiry. A frequent legal analyst, his commentary has appeared in ABC's Today Show, CNN's, HLN, and Fox News. And again, all of you are invited to come and participate. I want to thank Trustee Pamela Gardner, Michelle Vitale, Myrta Sanchez, Richard Walker, and Salma Adewed for their leadership and support, ensuring that we have this program together. I also wanted to share a few details about some other cultural affairs programs that are happening. An exhibition, upcoming exhibition called Celebrating 50 Years. It's an exhibition planned for the fall 2025 at the Museum of Jersey City. The office is searching for loaned exhibit material or things that are Hudson or related to Hudson. And we're specifically looking for intergenerational family stories. People have attended, something that speaks more than a generation. And we're hoping to highlight all of the stories at the museum. If you have any suggestions, any thoughts on this, please let me, Michelle, or Salma know, because we're really excited about this, and I think it's going to be very special as we close our 50th celebration. Also, in co-partnership with Hudson County Label Brilliant / Skull Records, the office is hosting 3 fabulous nights of music from May 29th to June 12th. And the last band to play in June 12th is a HCCC homegrown jazz band. For all of these sessions, the doors open at 7 p.m. and they're open to the public and of course, students, faculty, and staff. And last but not least, the Student Experience Exhibition opens tomorrow in the Deneen Hall Gallery. Artist Talk reception is on May 16th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. When it comes to accessibility services, just wanted to provide a quick update. We have a web accessibility task force, Danielle Lopez, Christopher Fontanes, and others that are working on this program. They're putting together kind of like the supporting material resources that you're able to leverage to ensure that your course content and the web content that you put out there in the public is accessible. Of course, we need to be compliant in this, but we also want to make sure that we are providing information out there that all our constituents are able to use. So more to come on that. There's one specific website that deals with resources that is going to be public later in the next couple of days, later this month. And like that, everyone will have access to do that. About the council, very briefly, I just wanted to say that at the last meeting, we were talking about an acronym, because we talked about PAC Day, and how do you make, institutional excellence and institutional engagement and excellence, still getting used to it, into an acronym. So Daniel Lopez suggested PACE. It's not the exact wording of the name, but PACE speaks to progress, speaks to movement, speaks to urgency, and there was a consensus in the room that that's kind of like the name that we wanted to move with. So more to come on that. And finally, the last item that I wanted to share when it comes to immigration matters, as you know, at the website, we beefed up our resources. Woody, do you mind dropping up the link for that? On our website, we have a documented or undocumented site that we have a lot of resources, including hotlines, phone numbers on the go. You call, they could provide information. We also have a robust list of pro bono of free legal services support that students are able to access that are available there. We also have the recordings of the last two sessions that we had with immigration attorneys. We held here in this room, we recorded them, so the videos are there. We also have the slide deck for the presentations. And we also want to make sure that even though I cannot provide legal advice or legal support in this particular regard, I'm happy to speak to any students, faculty, and staff who want to discuss these resources that are available. So I'm going to ask Willie to drop my contact information there. So my number, my email, please reach out. If there's an issue, we'll navigate this together somehow. With that, I thank you for your time, and I want to pass it on to Diana.
I am short. Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Monday and happy Cinco de Mayo. I'd like to begin by giving a huge congratulations to our 2025 graduates. We are incredibly proud of you and can't wait to see all that you accomplish in your next chapter. There are no major updates from PACE this month. We continue to diligently update our goals in alignment with the changes made to the Office of Institutional Engagement and Excellence, and we are currently in our logistics phase for our summer retreat. I want to put a quick plug. If anybody is interested in presenting in our summer retreat, please feel free to contact me or Rafi Manjikin. We are open to all collaboration. I did want to highlight a few events that are coming up in the next few weeks. I'm just rewording what Dr. Reber already said, but just a little bit more detail so y'all can mark your calendars. The Kente graduation is next Tuesday, May 13th at 6 p.m. in the Culinary Center. ESL graduation will take place Thursday, May 15th at 5:30 p.m. in the Culinary Center. And then we will be having our formal at the Hudson House on Monday, May 19th at 6 p.m. And commencement, as everybody knows, is Wednesday, May 21st at 10 a.m. in Sports Illustrated Arena. I'm looking forward to celebrating with you all at these events. Each one of you is a reflection of the hard work, resilience, and uniqueness that make you who you are. You reach this milestone despite the odds, and that is truly something to be to celebrate and be grateful for. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Diana, Eurus, and everyone for your involvement. And now, again, speaking about excellence, I want to invite North Hudson Campus Executive Director Joe Caniglia to offer an update on the exciting happenings at our North Hudson campus in Union City. Joe.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the newcomers. Welcome to the Hudson County Community College family. So good afternoon, everyone. The North Hudson campus has had a very active and engaging semester, working diligently to provide students with both high-quality education and a positive student experience. We are so proud of the students. The North Hudson campus students have, there's something about them where, and I think maybe because all of our programs and everything is in one building, but there's like a family even with the students, not only the employees. So we're very proud of our campus. For the new people, if you ever get an opportunity, come on up and visit us. I'd love to give you a tour. We've hosted a variety of events and programs ranging from mental health and wellness workshops to activities that encourage student involvement and engagement. Currently, the North Hudson campus team is planning the Fall 2025 Faculty and Staff Professional Development Day. The tentative date is August 24th, 2025. A special thank you to Diana Galvez, Diana, who is leading the coordination of various workshops and activities for this event. More details will be shared as planning progresses, but Diana, we appreciate you very much. Like Amala, it's not an easy event to prepare, and you're doing a great job, and any help that we can give you, just reach out to us. Angela Tuzzo, Christian Altamirano, Sebastian Pisiak, and myself, and Diana and Jason are working on organizing the 4th Annual Aspiring Student Leadership Conference. This year, our focus will be on supporting and empowering first-generation college students with specialized workshops and a keynote speaker. We're proud to align this event with HCCC's 50th anniversary as a legacy event. We submitted there's an application to submit, and we submitted it last week. Stay tuned for more updates. The tentative date for that event is November 17th, and it's going to encompass local high school students in the vicinity of the North Hudson campus and Hudson County Community College students. And we are going to still have the science fair. Last year, we hosted for the first time a STEM science fair, and everyone loved it, so we're going to do it again this year. So look forward to that. And Clive Lee, I'll be reaching out to you. Where are you, Clive? I'm also pleased to share, previously in the past, maybe the times were different, but our Summer 2 at North Hudson, we didn't offer a lot of classes. So thanks to the deans and Dr. Darrell Jones for working with me. This summer, we're going to offer about 18 courses during Summer 2. And partly what Matt said, because of the free 7 credits, the enrollment is looking pretty good up there for a lot of these courses. Some still have a ways to go, but it's very early. We have until July for Summer 2. So we're hopeful, and if it does well this summer, we'll continue to offer more classes during Summer 2 at the North Hudson campus. The North Hudson campus is aspiring the conference, besides the conference, the advisory board, which involves 19 people from the North Hudson campus and the surrounding community in North Hudson. This advisory board collaborates with the community to help the campus, the college, but also to collaborate what we can do to help our community. Our next event is scheduled for some time over the summer. Diana Galvez and I, lastly, will be attending, let me get the exact name here, the New Jersey Pathway Community College Opportunity Summit from June 3rd to June 6th in Atlantic City, New Jersey. And I'm sure some other people are also going, and thank you to Dr. Reba's office for making that possible. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joe and North Hudson campus team. Before we move to questions and comments, I'm delighted also to share that HCCC was recently honored with the NJ Edge Accessibility and Digital Education Award at the annual EdgeCon conference held at Seton Hall University. Center for Online Learning Executive Director Matthew LeBrake accepted the award on behalf of the HCCC family, and Senior Instructional Designer Callie Martin co-presented with Edge Chief Digital Learning Officer Josh Gall on building an inclusive future at HCCC. This college was very much in the spotlight at this conference with 7 members of the Center for Online Learning team in attendance and copies of the NJ Edge magazine, which contains a beautiful multi-page story article on HCCC best practices was featured. It was on every table. So I want to say congratulations, Matt, and your phenomenal team. You make us all very, very proud. Congratulations. And we now open the meeting to questions, comments, concerns, announcements, suggestions, topics of celebration,